Do you spend hours gaming, typing, or creating, only to feel that weird TV static in your pinky and ring fingers? What if I told you that this could lead to serious problems like muscle wasting and permanent hand weakness if ignored? In today's video, we're uncovering the secrets of cubital tunnel syndrome, what it is, why it happens, and most importantly, how you can stop it before it becomes a major issue. Trust me, if you're dealing with this, you don't want to miss this one. Cubital tunnel syndrome happens when the ulnar nerve, also known as your funny bone, gets compressed or irritated as it passes through a narrow area at the elbow called the cubital tunnel. Imagine a garden hose with a kink in it. When nerves get compressed, it throws off their electrochemical gradient, which causes the weird nerve symptoms like pins and needles or burning pain, which, much like Diddy's existence, is remarkably unfunny. This nerve is responsible for the sensations in your pinky and ring fingers, as well as some of your hand's fine motor skills. So when it's compressed, you'll feel the nerve symptoms downstream in your fingers and hand. So how do you know if you have cubital tunnel syndrome? Well, here are the key signs. Numbness or tingling in your pinky and ring fingers, especially after long work or gaming sessions. Weak grip strength or trouble with finger coordination. Pain on the inside of your elbow. Symptoms that worsen when your elbow is bent or compressed for extended periods of time, like when you're typing or sleeping like a T-Rex. And now remember, nerve symptoms present downstream, so if you're feeling symptoms higher up, like near your shoulder or upper arm, it might not be cubital tunnel syndrome. Your nerve could be pinched somewhere else, like the thoracic outlet for instance. Not everyone's anatomy is the same, and different abnormalities can lead to either subluxation or compression of the ulnar nerve, each affecting the nerve in unique ways. A subluxing ulnar nerve occurs when the nerve slides out of its normal groove in the elbow, often due to a structural issue like a shallow cubital tunnel or laxity in the soft tissues that hold the nerve in place. This instability can cause a snapping or a popping sensation when the elbow is bent. Some people are born with these anatomical features, making their nerves more prone to subluxation. Specific anatomical abnormalities that lead to subluxation include an underdeveloped or shallow ulnar groove, and variations in the ligaments that typically stabilize the nerve. These structural issues cause the nerve to move excessively, especially during repetitive elbow flexion and extension. On the other hand, nerve compression usually results from factors that create pressure on the nerve as it passes through the cubital tunnel. This can happen due to extra muscle bands like the rare epitrochlearis anconeus muscle, or from space-occupying lesions such as lipomas or ganglions. Inflammation from arthritis or joint deformities can also contribute to narrowing the tunnel and compressing the nerve. Diagnostic imaging like ultrasound or MRI help to differentiate between these conditions by revealing whether the nerve is being displaced or compressed, guiding appropriate treatment strategies. If you have a snapping ulnar nerve or nerve symptoms unrelated to overuse, it's definitely worth bringing up to your doctor for further investigation. Unrelated, but related, our professors told us a weird story in physical therapy school about some methed up rednecks they treated once for snapping ulnar nerve symptoms, and apparently they got wasted and bet each other that they could get the nerve to slide out of the tunnel with a butter knife. Whether that's true or not, or just another Florida man fairy tale, I don't know, but now you've heard it too. Barring any anatomical abnormalities or methed up misadventures, digital workers, gamers, and creators are particularly vulnerable to cubital tunnel syndrome from repetitive strain because of three major factors: weak and tight wrist flexors, excessive elbow flexion, and poor ergonomics. One of the most common issues among digital workers, gamers, and creators is low endurance of the wrist flexor muscles. These muscles, located on the underside of the forearm, are crucial for wrist bending and gripping. When their endurance is low, they fatigue out quickly, leading to tightness that can compress the ulnar nerve. This is the most common reason that we see cubital tunnel syndrome in this population. Think of your wrist flexors as having a health bar, and low endurance causes it to deplete rapidly, making the muscles prone to irritation and thus nerve compression. Prolonged elbow flexion is common during long gaming or typing sessions, and this places constant pressure on the ulnar nerve. And when you're repeatedly bending that elbow, it's narrowing the space around the nerve, which makes it vulnerable to compression. Resting your elbow on hard surfaces or armrests contributes to direct compression of the ulnar nerve. This external pressure further exacerbates the strain from muscle tightness and prolonged elbow flexion. It's like an external force draining your health bar, further irritating the nerve. Making sure the inside of your elbow isn't making contact with your armrest is critical. So now I'm sure you're asking yourself, what's the solution here? And I'm about to break down the top strategies for dealing with this annoying and painful issue. First up is endurance training for your wrist flexors. Things like light wrist curls, grip strengthening, nerve glides, and forearm stretches can relieve the muscle tension and improve the blood flow to that nerve. If you're looking to save time and get a specific plan custom tailored to your endurance level, click the link in the description for our wrist pain troubleshooter, which has specific plans for cubital tunnel syndrome. Our online tool tests your endurance and gives you a plan that you can progress with without flaring that nerve up. Up next is night splinting. Wearing an elbow splint at night keeps your arm straight while you sleep, and it gives the nerve time to recover. Many people see a huge difference in morning symptoms with this one simple change. Next up is taking breaks. Prolonged elbow flexion compresses that nerve, so standing up every 30 minutes to do some stretching or just straighten your elbow can make a huge difference. Last up is ergonomic modifications. Adjust your desk setup to keep your elbows bent less than 90 degrees, use padded rests, and avoid direct compression on the inside of your elbow can make a huge difference. If your symptoms don't improve with these strategies, or if you're experiencing persistent numbness, hand weakness, or muscle wasting, or even difficulty with fine motor tasks, it's time to see a healthcare provider for further testing. If you're still curious about the science behind repetitive strain injuries and want a deeper dive, check out our masterclass video. It'll pop up in the corner of the screen right about now. We break down all the mechanics, the common pitfalls, and the best strategies to avoid these injuries for good. If you've ever dealt with cubital tunnel syndrome or you're currently dealing with it, please share your experience in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of our future videos.